Hello everybody, how you doing? Today's video has been long overdue because I have my vintage Losi XXX-4, which is a classic competition racing buggy. The last few times I've used it, I've noticed that the spur gear under this clear plastic cover here has been getting dirty, and so is the belt and everything. Now this is a part that is no longer made. This sort of spur cover is made by a company called Team Blue Groove in Canada, and they make parts for cars when, you know, perspex parts and plastic parts, not perspex, what's the other word, Lexan parts, that are no longer on the market, but they don't quite fit as well as the original Losi parts, at least this doesn't, so I've had to like get duct tape and try and close this off, but I can still see the spur gears filthy, and the belt's been torn up by a little bit of grit and gravel. That's not really that much an issue really, because the belt's had some slices in it, but it's still quite strong. But the biggest issue, if you look around here, I've already unbolted the motor. In there, I don't know if you can see, but the belt's at a funny angle. The belt's supposed to be level at the top and level at the bottom. So there and there. But it isn't. It is actually kinked to the side really badly, top and bottom. It's kinked that way at the bottom and that way at the top. And I don't know if there's anything blocking it or anything, but this belt is going to need replaced. The big issue is belts are no longer made for this, haven't been for a long time, and they're extremely rare. I have a few belts for the Team Losi XXX-S touring car, which is based on the same platform. This was actually based on the XXX-S, but they have different pulleys, different tensioners slightly in terms of size, the same design, but different lengths of belt. I tried to use one of the other Losi belts, actually by a company in I think Germany, who are making Kevlar reinforced belts for the touring car. I tried it on this, but it didn't fit. But I might try the pulley from the touring car and change it all over. But I also have a yellow Losi belt for the touring car, and again, I don't know how the lengths will compare. So what I'm going to do is unbolt all this crap, take the belt off, and then compare the length between that and the yellow one, see if there's anything I can do to make it fit, because otherwise this is no good. You can't get the belts anymore. So it'd be a very expensive paperweight. It's a great old buggy, it's great fun to drive, so I want to get it running again. You notice I've taken the spoiler off already, I've removed the aerial tube already, just so I can flip it upside down and get things done. But I'll see if we can get a good look at that belt first of all. This is a sort of video I don't do very often, maintenance type videos. A lot of, you know, RC YouTuber people do, but anyway, nice to vary what you do for a little bit. These are far bigger, longer screws than came originally with the car, but you know, it's what, 15 years old probably, so it can hardly be surprising. For example, here I have crosshead screw needing a Phillips screwdriver, which is certainly not part of the standard kit. Right, look in there. See the state of that belt? It's all sliced up. See all the fibres hanging off it. And that spur gear is supposed to be pure white, and it's all filthy. And you can see the dust on it. The dust is horrible. I'm going to have to give it a clean, but yeah, not great. Luckily, I've rebuilt the touring car so many times that it's not difficult for me to do this one, because it's basically the same idea. Pretty much rebuild the touring car in my sleep. Not because I was crashing it all the time, you understand, it's because I liked to keep on top of maintenance. Used to, when I used to race it in competition, I used to take the bearings out periodically and steep them in a jar of clock oil, very fine oil, and the particles, all the dirt and stuff would come out of the bearings, float to the top of the oil, and the oil would seep into the bearings and lubricate it all. And it works really well actually. Save myself, I'll just drop that one, save myself buying new bearings constantly. Obviously the top guys kept on top of that better, because they did get bearings replaced periodically, but you know, they didn't have to pay for it. Screw it away. See, this comes out. Come on. Get the bottom plate off, there it is. Let's see if we can see why this is all twisted. Look at that. It's bizarre. No wonder it's twisted, look. At this end, the belt is the right way up. It's flat, coming off of this rear diff, it's flat. And you follow it along, it twists round, and it actually goes over the front diff, upside down. Those teeth are supposed to be on the diff. So, I don't know how that's jumped off. I've never seen that before, but the flat smooth side of the belt is trying to run the front diff, so I'm assuming it wasn't really getting four-wheel drive. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. I wonder if I can get away with just, well, we'll see. I'm not sure about this belt. We'll see how strong it is once I remove it. But technically speaking, if I flip the belt round, it should be alright. That's weird. How? There's no room. But one thing I do know is I wasn't running the belt tensioner. I didn't have enough tension in it. It's too loose. That won't help. If I tighten it up, it won't have as much chance to. But how did it rotate? I mean, you've got two cogs, the diffs either side, with the spur, and you've got the tensioner there. So the whole thing goes like that, goes round, goes back up. But it's kept in place by all these things. So somewhere along the drivetrain, it's fully rotated round on itself. That is weird. So strange. Right, that looks like the black one. Okay, let's get this front diff cover off. There it is. Right. Ah, look, you can see the teeth on the outside of this diff. The wrong side of it. Now, what's happened to the diff? Has the diff lost its teeth? Is that how that happened? See, I can't pull the belt out. There's too much tension on it. I don't know if you can see the tension on it, but probably better off the top. Look, there's the belt. A lot of tension. So what I need to do, tensioner's in there. It runs on this pulley. So if I loosen this off and spin the pulley round, should be good. So I'll take the battery bar out, get that out of the way. So there's two screws. That one just needs loosened. This one needs removed. I believe it'll be the black Allen key again. Yep. So release that one. I'll release the one on the other side as well, actually, which is exactly lined up with this one, but you know, I'll release the whole system both sides, so it is. Okay, now this still might not give me enough movement on the belt, but we'll see. There you go. So this belt tensioner can now release. So you lift it clear out the top, see? The belt's now at the bottom. Right. Pull the diff out the front. Let's have a look at the diff. Diff's in good condition. It's a bit dirty, as I said. There's some fibres from the belt on it. There's no teeth missing. Diff's okay. Let's have a look at this belt. Look at the state of it. Look at all this coming off it. I think I'll take this belt out. Take this belt out, and then compare it to the yellow one. So basically doing the same for the back end. Right then, that's the car all taken apart. See all the parts lying out there. Got the belt out. Now look at the state of it. It's awful. Look at the fibres going off the side of it. It's awful. I think maybe what could have happened is, you know, one of the fibres that has been, you know, sticking outside might have caught on something and pulled the belt to one side, causing it to flip over. But either way, the belt's all narrowed. It won't sit straight or anything. So I really hope one of the other ones can be made to fit. Because otherwise, I don't know what I could do with this buggy. Let me get on and see if I've got. I think I've got a brand new yellow one for the touring car, but I'll have a look. Even better than a new one, I have a very good condition used one, which I removed from my touring car when I got the longer black belt with the custom pulley for that belt. I got that a few years ago. So this one's been in my touring car, but it's in pristine condition because my touring car was only ever used inside. It is actually identical length to the green one. I just stretched it out. The problem is it's a little bit narrower. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but the yellow one is marginally narrower. So I assume the diffs on the buggy must be slightly wider here between, well, where the teeth are between the flanges. But it's much better than putting this in again. I can't put this back in, it's absolutely destroyed. So if I keep this yellow belt tight enough, it shouldn't slip or move around. I'm going to try better to keep the rest of the drivetrain sealed. Hopefully we'll be on to a winner. First thing first, I'm going to have to clean the whole thing because it's absolutely manky, and I mean inside and out. And also I've just noticed that my negative motor cable is pulled away from the speed controller, so I need to do some soldering as well. Well, that took frickin' ages because I took it all apart, took the diffs apart and everything. They were filthy inside. The dirt had ingressed into the actual diffs, so I had to not only take them apart but clean every little component by hand and everything. So it took me ages and ages, but it looks good now. It's got that yellow belt in it. I like how it says the Team Losi symbol, the number of teeth on it. Excuse me sniffing, I've got hay fever. Yeah, she looks quite good now, ready to go. I've also done a few odd jobs I was needing to do on it, like gluing all 4 tyres, because these Schumacher blocks have got so much side grip, side bite, that even on the loose dirt that I was running it on, it was just tearing the tyres straight off the rims, so I glued all them up. And also, while I was doing the job, look what arrived. 2 of these. What have we got? Florian 2-cell lipos. They're both the same. 8,000 milliamp hour. So I'll get some runtime out of those bad boys. The reason for such a big battery is my Proline Pro MT, which is down here besides the broken FTX Surge. I'm only getting about 5 minutes out of that for runtime because of the 3250 Overlanders aren't just not big enough for that Castle power system that's in it. So yeah, try these. Excuse me again. Try these 8000s. That'll be good. I'll stick with the Overlanders for this. This is just a brushed motor, it's not too bad. But what I need to do now, speaking of the brushed motor, is the motor cable there to the ESC, need to get it soldered. So let's get that soldered then, and then this the Losi complete. Well, it works. However, I'm not too happy the way that the belt is moving side to side on the pulleys and the tensioner, because it's a narrower belt than the one that should be in it. This is a touring car belt, may I remind you again. So, time will only tell if it will work properly. I can't give it a test outside today because we've had a thunderstorm and the ground is absolutely soaked. Well, hopefully get the XXX-4 out sometime in the near future. In the meantime, I get to put it where it belongs, which is up there, just above the Mini 8T. That's where it stays, because it's been in pieces the last little while. Yeah, we'll get this beast out again with its new batteries, and hopefully the weather treats us better, because we've had one really nice day just yesterday, and then we had thunderstorms overnight, and it lasted into today, and now the sun is shining again, but the ground is nowhere near ready. Right, check in again soon, guys. We'll have some more running for you. Thanks very much.